and welcome to Ariana's Poetry Corner. Today I've brought you to a secret place. It's not my office. Who knows where it is? But it's somewhere different, perhaps to bring atmosphere. Sometimes we need to get away to a secret place, just to get away from the chaos of the world. Because chaos in the world can cause a lot of static in the mind, kind of like this book Buried Alive, with poems about how our mind can become so full of things that we feel like we're being buried in it. So Buried Alive, these collection of poems, is not about being buried alive as in death. It's about being buried alive with all the thoughts in your mind. But in this particular tale, called Forgotten Trail, this is about how someone forgot who they were, how they got there, because there was so much going on up here. She was on a trail, but she didn't know where she came from. So this is called Forgotten Trail. Wading through a dark, muddy, forgotten trail. My tired legs sank low into the wet, dirty ground, like quicksand. Somewhere along the way, I had gotten lost, not remembering how I got here, just feeling lost in the race. These peaceful outdoor nature surroundings seemed unfamiliar. Their journey seemed to be a secret that nobody was telling me, not even my own memory. Inside my mind was a bleak fog, as if I hadn't slept in days. My eyes slowly peered around the dense forest landscape. The cool air was moist and damp. Tree leaves wet with dew and sunlight peeked out from puffy, tired clouds. At least I knew it was morning and my senses were awake. Behind me, old shoe prints had made stamps in the sticky mud. Perhaps my footprints? Since they seemed to lead up to the place from where I stood now. But how the journey became here, I didn't know. I stood alone in a dense forest, lost, forgotten. Did anybody miss me? Did I miss anybody? For my name seemed to have swept my memory too, as it was also lost in the cool, dense air. At least I had the early morning sunshine, for it whispered hello to me, with its warm, welcoming rays. Not afraid of the stranger who stood before it. I reached out to touch the invisible warmth, hoping for a connection. And then curiously, I went to touch the dew. The dew, it laid so softly upon the fresh green tree leaves. But my finger, it didn't quite touch the leaves. It didn't meet them. There was no connection. It was like air touching air. So I attempted to explore the rough tree bark. It stood so tall before me. I couldn't make contact with it either. I stared at a puddle of muddy water below. There was no reflection back at me. There was nothing. But yet footprints were behind me, leading to a lost, forgotten trail.